In 2007, I was on juice for 8 months of that year. I don't recommend it. I think, juice is processed. It's not that you can't drink juice. I do. I drink citrus juice occasionally. And in the summer, I was drinking quite a bit of celery juice, which is why I've completely stopped salt, because I don't want to have to rely on celery juice.
Yeah.
If you eat salt occasionally, your body doesn't conserve it. Your body won't conserve sodium. The floodgates are open. If you don't eat any salt whatsoever, and I've experienced both scenarios. You don't eat any salt whatsoever, the adrenal glands start to produce a hormone called aldosterone, and aldosterone conserves sodium. When we came up through our evolution, we were on a very low sodium diet, very high potassium. So the body is very adept at getting rid of potassium, not so adept at getting rid of sodium. However, when you stop producing aldosterone and you're sweating a lot, the floodgates are open to try to get rid of salt, not sodium, try to get rid of the salt. But once you stop eating salt, the body starts producing aldosterone. You become like a sodium conserving machine. And I've experienced that. I mean, one thing that Doug Graham, when I interviewed him, I don't know if it was when I interviewed him, he said, when you're an athlete, it's an immediate feedback. You get quicker feedback than somebody's just sitting on their ass. Like if I'm riding 50 miles in 100-degree heat on a regular basis, or 90 degrees, I know if my body's conserving sodium or not. Whereas if you're sitting in air condition, it's not going to be so apparent, So I've done rides in, I remember being in Cambodia. The first 5 trips to Cambodia, I was riding like crazy. Somebody asked me, "Oh, what are you doing to replace electrolytes?" And I'm thinking, well, I'm not really doing anything. Well, that's when you don't eat salt. You really don't have to think about it. But the last time I was there, I was struggling, man. And that's because I was hitting up this raw food gourmet restaurant in downtown LA that I only used to go to once or twice a year. But once I start working downtown, like that restaurant was calling my name, 2 blocks away, I'm hearing the restaurant. So I started going there, and it's really addictive because it is addictive. Salt is very addictive. I mean, if restaurants took salt out of their recipes, they'd go out of business. It's the salt that people, that's what keeps people coming back. That's why you just keep wanting more. It's the salt. I speak from personal experience. The most difficult thing for me to overcome was the salt addiction. Out of all the addictions, and I've had them all. Dairy was pretty difficult too, the cheese addiction. But part of that is the salt too, the cheese is salty.